We are connected with Mr. Oke Nurwan, Domestic Trade Director General at the Trade Ministry. Good afternoon, Mr. Oke Nurwan. Thank you for joining us on the 3 Hour News Show.
Good afternoon, Hans and Sonia.
Alia, it's Alia.
Alia, I'm sorry.
That's all right. So let me begin, Mr. Nurwan. The one price policy for cooking oil has been in effect in Indonesia since January the 19th. How is it going so far? Can you explain a bit about the reasoning behind the policy?
Well, the reasons, I think we all know already. It is due to the increase of cooking oil prices that has occurred since mid-2021. It is in line with the increase of international CPO price. So the government has responded to these conditions through a series of policy. Example, engagements of domestic cooking oil producers to provide, you said, mild packaging cooking. We called it simple package cooking oil at a price of 14,000 per liter. It has been started since in the middle of last December 2021. We started in modern retail and market operation mechanism. However, some of these effort did not give optimal results because of the limited supply of economic packaged cooking oil due to the lack of the capacity of the packaging machines.
You were mentioning about mechanism earlier, sir, and also we saw in the footage before we spoke that lots of people are scrambling to the convenient market. But could you elaborate on the mechanism of the implementation, and also how do you prevent any panic buying across the country?
Well, yes, I think when this is the habit of our society. I think when there's a new policy, then they will rush themselves go to the convenience retailer and to get at the first stage of the stock that are in the convenience state. But in order to maintain good government practices, we government has prioritized that the society has to have an access first to the affordable price, which is 40,000 per liter. So we decided as an initial stage, the supply of single price cooking oil will be conducted through cooperations between producers with modern retailers within APRINDO or Indonesian Retail Entrepreneur Association's members, considering that modern retailer as a systemized distribution network. Meanwhile, for the availability in the traditional markets, we will provide it in a longer time, 1 week, because some adjustment have to be made, as the traditional markets have a more complex distribution chain, as well as to provide producers with the preparations needed, especially in terms of packaging machines.
All right, well, here's what we see. The cooking oil price hike is in line with the increasing of the CPO price. Now, prices are calculated based on the CIF Rotterdam prices, and this means when the CIF Rotterdam goes up, the price of local CPO goes up as well. And apart from that, some say cartel monopoly, or if you say it, oligopoly, also plays a part. So what is the government's response?
I don't see any indications on the cartel price. It is due to the increase in cooking oil price, in the raw materials, which is CPO that is needed by the cooking oil producers.
And also, the government has given 1 week for merchants to comply with the set price, sir. And while this is the case at modern markets, some merchants at traditional markets are yet to comply. But what happens if this continues? What plans do the government have for this situation?
Well, I think the merchants, or especially the traditional markets, as I described before, that has a more complex distributions. They have to discuss with their suppliers. In point of view, the stock that have been bought by them, maybe there's some return mechanism, and to get the cooking oil that has to be distributed within the price that was regulated by the government. That is the 14,000 per liter. So, firstly, I think they have to discuss on the stock that they have bought from the supplier, and how they deal with the stock that they have bought, and to get to participate to distribute the one single price cooking oil.
All right. So is that true that now not all regions have enforced the one price policy, especially areas outside Jakarta? If so, how will the government enforce that?
I think via the modern markets, I have discussed with all 34 provinces, and it is that the community can access the one price policy. The problems when the community rush go to the modern market, then the stock in the modern market has been disrupted, and since the distributions, they are using the normal distributions. When they need, so we need to double the capacity of the modern retail. But when we talk about doubling the capacity, then the producer has also to double their capacity. So this is a complex situation. Well, within this week, we understand that there's a rush from the community, and it has been disturbing the distribution from the modern market, while the modern market has only the capacity of 20 million liter per month. So we still have to use the traditional distributions or normal distribution chains to get the single one price cooking oil to the community.
Yeah, and also, Mr. Nurwan, so far this policy has been accepted well enough with the public, but also from one policy there will be another cons, like pros and cons. Are there any worries within the government over receiving criticism, let's say, for interfering with the market?
Well, let's say the government urges consumers or public society to buy cooking oil in a sensible manner, based on their needs, and not necessarily take any panic buying actions, because the program, the government program, will be there since for 6 months. We ensure that the stock of cooking oil is sufficient enough to fulfill the 6 months needs. Moreover, modern retailers are expected to comply with single price cooking oil policy consistently, whether they have to double their capacity in distributing, while the government also try to accelerate the supply to to traditional markets. So please buy in a sensible manner based on the needs and not necessarily to take any panic buying action.
That is actually the thing that we need to stress in this conversation, that you don't need to do the panic buying. Just buy in any sensible manner.
Yeah,
because
just what
the
you
stock is enough. The stock is
No need to
sufficient.
stop. Yeah,
The
so
stock is enough, yes. Well, the government will maintain to fulfill the 6 months needs.
6 months. So this will
And also could be extended when it is needed.
right. So this can't be more than 6 months. And what is your expectation towards the merchants, especially the big players, the big business players of cooking oil?
Well, the big business players has to support this program because we try, the government will try to take this, in order to provide consumer with an affordable cooking oil, the new stabilization price policy by providing packaged cooking oil at one price applied to all types of cooking oil, both premium and economic packaging. We believe that this policy will give benefits both for consumer and producer, where the consumer could buy cooking oil at affordable price, and the producer still can produce normally, even though the price of the raw materials or the crude palm oil is still high, because the government, the difference of prices at the consumer level and producer will be paid by the government. So,
yeah, so Oke Nurwan, Domestic Trade Director General of the Trade Ministry. Mr. Nurwan, thank you so much for your extensive elaboration. And also, we hope that the public will not do the panic buying, as Mr. Nurwan just said. The stock is sufficient for the next 6 months, and then please do buy in sensible manner. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you.
Take
could be
care.
extended.
Could be extended.
Could be extended. Thank you so much.